Every year my family gets together for Thanksgiving. There's usually about 100 of us that get together. And with that many people, there's a lot of turkeys. You know, you gotta bring a lot of turkeys, a lot of ham, a lot of mashed potatoes, a lot of everything. And last year my mom asked us if we would bring a turkey. And I had never cooked a turkey before. And to be honest, I am not a cook. I can barely cook a Pop-Tart or a bowl of cereal. But last year I told my mom that I would, and I thought, whoa, what do I love better than turkey? Bacon, brown sugar, and maple syrup. So I did some research online, talked to Cass, thought about it myself, came up with this recipe, I guess, of a turkey, and I cooked it 2 or 3 times last year for Thanksgiving and Christmas for my family and Cassie's family, and it turned out really good. And everyone seemed to really enjoy it. So I'd like to show you how I make this turkey. I've nicknamed this turkey the once a year turkey because, as you'll see, it's not exactly the most healthy dish that you'll ever have, but I'm gonna guarantee you that it's maybe the best turkey that you've ever had. I'd like to show you the items needed real quick so that you can gather them together and or write them down and make a grocery list. First off, you'll need a turkey. Here's my turkey. This year I've got an 18.5 pounder. I've got bacon. I prefer thick cut bacon and they have some of it like marinated or whatever in brown sugar. That's my favorite. This year I didn't get it, but any kind of bacon will do. Brown sugar, toothpicks, a baster, butter, carrots, maple syrup, olive oil, oranges, salt, pepper, and Coke. Let's get started. Before you do anything, sanitize the entire kitchen. Sanitize the sinks especially, because we're gonna get a little crazy with these sinks. So clean the sinks, or ask your wife to. And usually she will because you're cooking. If you're the man and you usually don't cook, say, honey, could you clean the sink? I'm gonna do some cooking. And she'd say, yeah, I'll do it for you. And when you're done cooking, say, honey, I cooked a turkey. Will you get my shoulders? Just get my shoulders. And she'll probably say no. Clean everything and make sure kids don't go in the kitchen because there's gonna be raw turkey everywhere. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. So clean everything up, sanitize, wash your hands, have soap handy because we're gonna be washing our hands a lot. And if you lick your fingers by habit, try not to today because you'll get sick. Raw turkey's no joke. Oh, I almost forgot. One other thing we need. This is almost as important as the turkey itself. You need a meat thermometer. Get one, like $5 or $10. Get a meat thermometer, ready? The only part of this that I don't like is cleaning the bird. And inside they have like all the bits in a little bag, and I don't like that part. It's yucky. Now the turkey's in the pan on top of the carrots. Next thing I'll do is I'll rub the entire turkey with olive oil. After that, I'm gonna rub it with salt and pepper. My hands are going to get dirty, but that's okay. It's a lot of fun. And make sure you get the entire turkey. You want to not just get this part, but you want to get here under the wings and all over. The olive oil will first help the salt and pepper stick, but also help keep the turkey moist, and that's essential. So here I pour some olive oil on the turkey, and you're gonna spill, and someone's gonna get on the bottom of the pan. It's not a waste though, because we'll use that in the basting process. So just rub it all nice and good. It's like applying suntan lotion or sunblock to my body. Probably won't keep that part. I should probably edit that part out because that's disgusting. Alright, so the olive oil's been spread around. I've got pepper that I've rubbed all around it. And finally, I'm rubbing salt all over it. The one item I forgot to tell you to get earlier, and it's not a big deal because it's not required, but cinnamon. If you have cinnamon, use it. If not, it's all good, don't worry. I use it half the time I don't. But before we wrap this turkey in bacon and brown sugar, we need to stuff it. I like stuffing the turkey with carrots and oranges. So I have 4 oranges here, which I've cut in half, and I've sprinkled cinnamon on. Additionally, I have carrots, which I've sprinkled cinnamon on and tossed around a little bit. Not a whole lot of cinnamon, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? And I'm going to stuff the turkey with these items. Now we're going to wrap the turkey in bacon. So exciting. This is the best part. It's fun, it's messy, it's delicious. And before we wrap the turkey in bacon, we need syrup. Now you can use real maple syrup, that's probably best. I'm just using non-real maple syrup. Whatever, it's all good. Use whatever you have. And this is just like the olive oil rub we did earlier. Just use a ton of maple syrup, and these are exact measurements. Use a ton. I won't use this whole container by any means, but just pour it on top and then rub it around. Rubby, 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 rubby. And it rubs in best if you sing annoying songs while you rub it. Rubby, 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 rubby. That's actually not based on fact. Okay, so the entire turkey is rubbed in maple syrup. Delicious. You can probably see now why I've nicknamed this my once-a-year turkey. Probably shouldn't have this more than once a year. I mean, it's not exactly healthy, but it is delicious and makes for great leftovers. So we've rubbed the turkey in maple syrup. Now we're rubbing the turkey in brown sugar. Now, just like the salt and pepper rub that we did earlier, we're just gonna get brown sugar all over this bad boy. It's gonna get messy. You're gonna feel like you're using too much, but trust me, you're not. You're using just the right amount. And don't worry, you're gonna spill brown sugar down here in these parts. But it's not a waste. That brown sugar will be used in the basting process. Now this bacon is a little thinner than I normally like to use. I like to use thick cut bacon. In England we would call this streaky bacon. Because in England, bacon, as they know it, is like ham here. But anyways, I like to get thicker streaky bacon with less fat on it. This kind of seems fatty and it looks like they're just thin slices. That's okay, it'll work. It'll definitely work. But just know that I like using thicker bacon than what I'm using today. Make sure your bacon's handy and make sure your toothpicks are handy. Because what we're going to do is we're essentially going to pin the bacon onto the turkey. On certain parts of the turkey you can just lay the bacon on it, and I'll show you that in a second. Other parts you'll definitely have to pin it because it'll fall. So, and common sense will tell you where it needs to be pinned and where it doesn't need to be pinned. And remember, we're using bacon because we're not using an oven bag, right? So make sure that you cover the entire turkey. If you don't cover the entire turkey, those spots are going to get dry and you could end up ruining the turkey. So cover the entire turkey with bacon. So I've used 6 pieces of bacon so far, and this is what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just lay the bacon over. In the legs and wings, I'm definitely going to have to use toothpicks to secure the bacon, as well as in the front here. I'm going to have to use toothpicks for sure. But make sure it's covered so you don't see any cracks here. And if you do, I need to fix them. You don't see the turkey at all, you just see bacon. By the time we're done, this is going to look like a big blob of bacon. And boy, will it be delicious. Only a few more steps until we can cook this bad boy. And as you see here, I've wrapped the entire turkey in bacon. Right? Right? Entire turkey is covered in bacon. You'll notice my toothpicks that I've placed strategically throughout. And keep a mental note where you put the toothpicks, and don't push them in too far, because once the turkey's cooked, we've got to find all those toothpicks. And the last thing you want is your family to come over for Thanksgiving or Christmas and have them choke on a toothpick. Actually, the last things you want the members of your family that you like to do is to eat your turkey and choke on a toothpick. So, just kidding. I'm joking about the toothpick thing. But just be careful where you put them. Don't push them in too deep because you don't want anyone getting hurt. You'll also notice that I placed bacon throughout the edge of the pan. See, got some bacon here, got some bacon here, got some bacon here. I did that because I had extra bacon, and it'll help in the basting process. So sprinkle it about. And normally I like to put bacon inside of the turkey as well, just a few pieces for flavor. I forgot to this time and it's kind of too late, but that's always an option you can do as well, as throw bacon inside. Alright, so we wrapped the turkey in bacon. What's next? What do we have to do next before we can cook this bad boy? We need more brown sugar and syrup, and then we'll be ready. And then we'll be ready. Alright, again, just like we did last time and just like we did with the olive oil, go ahead and spread it around. We'll rub it in by hand, obviously avoiding the toothpicks because we don't want to get toothpick stabbed. But if you like getting stabbed by toothpicks, then don't watch out for the toothpicks and just let them stab you, if you're into that. It's obviously a little more difficult to rub around right now because, well, there's bacon on it and there's toothpicks everywhere, but just rub it in the best you can. The other good part about rubbing the syrup around is you can tell where you need toothpicks because some of the bacon will slide. And if it slides, throw a toothpick on there, all right? Next, brown sugar. Let's throw some more brown sugar on this bad boy. You're probably starting to see why I call this a once-a-year turkey. It's delicious. It's amazing. When properly executed, this is the best turkey that your family has probably ever had. And that's going to offend most of you, because every family has a turkey that they love, you know? Grandma Ethel's turkey, Grandpa Bob's turkey, the weird neighborhood guy who sits on his front lawn all day's turkey. But I'm telling you, this turkey's great. It really is. But I just wouldn't recommend having it all the time. You know, I mean, if you like not having a heart attack and not being obese, then you probably shouldn't have it all. Boom! It's a brown sugar bacon turkey. Look at that. Just making sure we're all covered and good, and we are. All right, we're almost at the point that we can cook this turkey. What we need to do now is get a cube of butter, about a cup of syrup, right? Cube of butter, cup of syrup. Throw it in the microwave for just a few seconds, just to warm it up and to kind of liquefy the butter. Once my butter syrup concoction is out of the microwave, I take my baster and stick that concoction inside of the turkey as much as I can, right? So I'll probably do 6 or 7 squirts inside of the actual turkey itself with my butter syrup concoction. And the rest of this concoction will be spread around the turkey and on top. So just half and half. Half of it around the turkey, half of it on top of the turkey. All right, last but not least, I have my Coke, and this is the Coke from Mexico, which has no high fructose corn syrup. It has sugar. So first you have to sip it, and then go, ah, because it's delicious. And then you pour probably a quarter of it around the turkey, and then a little bit on top. And then for good measure, just a little bit on top. We've used a lot of liquids, right? We've used syrup, we've used Coke, we've used a lot of butter. And these things are all good because they keep the turkey moist. But here's the problem. And this happened once last year when I cooked this in Idaho for my in-laws. This can overflow. And when it overflowed, when I cooked this in Idaho, we started a small kitchen fire. And kitchen fires aren't good, especially at your in-laws' house when you're trying to show them what a good cooker you are. Cooker. That's what I'm called. I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. I'm a cooker. So I wouldn't recommend leaving the house while you have this in the oven. Keep an eye on it. We'll be basting it every 20 or 30 minutes. But keep an eye on it. If it looks like you're overflowing, then drain the pan somehow. Either with a baster or with a measuring cup, or bring it to the sink. However you need to do it, however you can do it safely, make sure you don't overflow. The other liquid is the liquid from the oranges, and you know, which we call orange juice. The oranges are going to release a lot of liquid as this is cooked, as well as the turkey itself. You know, a lot of moisture is going to be released, so just keep an eye on it. You're not going to have a house fire, but just be careful. Okay. The turkey is in the oven. All of our preparation work is completed, and in 5 hours we're going to have a beautiful turkey that we can eat. All right, so I've been basting every 20 minutes, and don't underestimate the power of basting. It's the only way to keep the turkey moist throughout the whole cooking process. So just go ahead and baste with your baster. And I baste it in the oven. I just took it out so you can see it. I also took it out of the oven so that I could drain some of the liquid. Now be careful. The pan's going to be extremely heavy. So here's what we got so far. Looks delicious. Everything looks great. Make sure that you're basting the entire thing. It's a lot easier to baste outside of the oven, but I leave it in the oven because it's so darn heavy, and I don't want to have to deal with, you know, pulling it in and out, in and out, in and out. So, best of all is when you're done and the turkey is totally completed, you could eat the bacon if you wanted to. It turns out, unlike any bacon you've ever had in your life, it's almost caramelized in some areas, but you just want to make sure that it's fully cooked, obviously, and it will be because it's been in the oven for 5 or 6 hours by that point. But it's pretty good, you know. Some parts are chewy, some parts are caramelized, some parts are crispy. It all depends on what section of the bacon and where that bacon was when you were cooking the turkey. This looks so incredibly delicious. Well, I've taken the turkey out of the oven and it looks beautiful. It smells great, and I'd like to show it to you. So here's our turkey. The darkness that you see, that's the bacon. Don't worry, I didn't burn the turkey. The turkey's under that. See? The turkey is a beautiful color of brown, and it smells fantastic, right? There are a few things I learned. Remember how I said I usually use thicker bacon, a higher quality of bacon? Well, this bacon, it's not burnt. It's cooked really, really well, and it's caramelized. When you use a higher quality of bacon, it doesn't get as dark, and you know, there are some edges here of the bacon that are burnt. It's not a big deal. It didn't affect the turkey at all. My Thanksgiving dinner with my family is at noon on Thanksgiving Day. So I have to keep this turkey good overnight. So we're actually going to put it in a crock pot. We're going to carve it, put it in a crock pot, let it simmer overnight in its own drippings. And then we'll serve it at Thanksgiving. So there you have it. That is my once-a-year Thanksgiving turkey. And I hope you're able to make it, and I hope it works out for you. If you have questions or need anything, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like, favorite, and that was a lot of fun. Have a great Thanksgiving, and take care of yourself. Be safe out there. This bacon looks like it's burned. It's really not. It's like candied. Because we put the butter, brown sugar, and maple syrup all over it and cooked it. It's like candy. It's delicious. You could potentially serve it with the bacon. I don't. And we serve the turkey just solo, maybe with some gravy on the side, something like that.